thank you for coming. Not going to the mountain after the schnitzel. Today is about turtling from mount. Not because it's the best thing to do. It's not, but just because it's missing, mostly. And if I ask anybody, how you escape from mount, the turtling is not, one of the fundamental answers. Usually people will show you. And there's like, they take my back and all those things. So they're all wrong. Yeah? So think about, you should do sit up from from mount bottom. I will show you what it means. If you haven't, there's 2 videos about also mount bottom in Club Turtles in Action already. So I talk about sit-ups a lot there. So you can watch them. So to Heidelberg camp, and I think Zen camp was there. So last year. So I'm just, because it's missing, so that was why I chose the turtling from mount. So don't think it's the best thing ever, but it's a super annoying thing because nobody expects that. And also I guess you need to have like a back defense awareness and all those things. And it becomes also with the losing, and then you just do better. Most common question if somebody kind of practices, let's call it my system, yeah? So is people like, I cannot escape, I survive, but I cannot find escapes. Then the answer is you're doing it wrong. And it's a really bad answer, but in the same way, very good answer, because you should take somebody way lesser skill and lay way lesser weight and start with them. And I promise you will have 100% success ratio. And then you move up. Never start with your own kind or your own weight. You can't try anything new with them. So if you have trouble finding escapes, playing turtle and all those pandas, you're doing it wrong. Progressive resistance is too high. Then you mostly do static and you survive. And then you pick somebody lesser weight, lesser skill, and you figure it out and then climb the ladder, picking somebody heavier weight, better belt, blah, 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 and then you go. So it's a very weird question to ask, actually, because that means people don't understand progressive resistance. And that's the key to everything, because I isolate. If you see me rolling, I isolate most times. Rolling is super boring after 19 years of rolling. So I isolate things usually. I do something, I want to practice something, and then I pick purples and brown belts and stuff and practice stuff. Because if I do a mistake, they will punish me right away. So it's kind of fun environment to find out things. So that's how I innovate mostly. So today, mount bottom, I will show the frame, what I promote these days. Just one of the things we're after, but seems to be there's many things. But that's the one frame that's more familiar for you. Because I think actually, I will eat my words later, but actually I think grabbing the head from mount is one of the best things to do. And if I have time, I will show you what I mean. Like a necktie, not like this, like a necktie mount, bottom. And you can roll people left and right. So that's really, in a way, controversial, in a way. So mount bottom, and then we'll see, and then you go to turtle, and then you fail, and then we'll fix it. So what I want you to do, I guess, the most familiar frame you can have is this. It's not this, that's super dangerous. You use it in transitions, actually. You kind of expand like a boxing. You open your elbow a little bit to move it up. You want to defend the punch. So mostly it's there. And if it would be this, I would mostly sit up all the time. So put your arms on the mat. Yes. Now this frame has to be under pressure, so that's the rule. So if they posture up, I'm mostly up. So that's why I sit up a lot, and it kind of throws most people off. So arms on the mat, and then just straight arms. You don't need another pressure. It's just here, and the frame is here. This is hawking also. You're not vertical totally. Like 45 to the mat. Your shoulder, that's 45. You bring this in. I look more vertical. Too much details. And now think about this frame, and think about how would you go to the knees. What is just try, and then they should not win, but they should show also, oh, I could take your back here. What should I do? Then they wouldn't take your back, understand? They should not punish. They should show that if you do this, I will take your back. So, how should I go to my knees? So they will not take my back. So they're a teacher more. And think about, this is scrambly arm, this is static. So always one is static, one is scrambly. They're not both here. They're like, this can do a lot of things. This is static. If this is static, then this can do a lot of things, maybe. But usually that's how it works. So, thank you. So mount, I would recommend somebody your own weight, kind of. That's easiest because you're kind of, in a bad position. And then go to your best side, go to turtle, see how it looks. You can also end up in turtle both hooks in. That's kind of the worst situation, I guess. But also going to turtle with one hook in is not bad. So, and the ideal would be like no hooks, yeah. So, but if one hook is in, don't worry about it. So, figure it out, explore, create questions, then I can show you my version because now you have questions. Let's go. No clap.
Possibly.
Oh yeah, fair enough. That's close enough.
My bad? Sometimes it's your fault, yeah? Most of the time it's your fault, yeah? Okay, so this was my fault. Top guy, you think about your coach, and if they try something new, like turtling from a mount, and if the first experience is failure, it's not a very smart thing to, to make people keep doing those things. So just first should be like, it's always like this. Maybe you haven't trained under me, but I always teach like this. So first let them do it, and then make it harder, and then show, oh, what about this, what about that, but let them do it once. So the success ratio is already, oh, yes, I can. And then complex rises, okay? Don't just right away take the back. They discourage it right away, okay? Let's go. So, and very many of you are doing already the right things. Just like I did it because turtle is always like bad, looked upon badly, like don't go to turtle, and people have really stupid arguments. There's no way of saying it, there's no way of saying it differently, it's just stupid. And don't go, because with MMA you get slapped in the head or something. What about mount bottom then? Just the same bad position, don't stay there, yeah? Everything is like, don't stay there. So why is turtle that different? Usually people, what about MMA? It's like, just stand up, do it faster. Well, mount bottom MMA, kind of don't stay there. Transitional escapes, they go to mount, you escape right away. The longer you stay there, but to make the quickest and the most correct position most correct decision under pressure, what do you need to do? You need to gain as much experience as possible. That means you have to goddamn stay there as long as it's possible, training. So stay in turtle, and then you can also abuse the rule by just staying in also an MMA fight. I guess you get punched in the face, but you use it to gather as much experience so you can make the quickest decision under pressure when it's needed. It's super hard to do when you don't stay there. And it's not a transitional position or anything. Everything is transitional positions. Have you seen good guys roll? There's no positions. It's only transitions, basically. And then somebody just, freezes, and then there's a position somehow, but mostly it's a very big scrambles all the time. So positions only happen because we just take a pause frame from the action, and then it's a position. Okay? And a pin would be a position, maybe. You're so stuck. But try to pin good guys. It's not that easy. So, turtle. So main thing is just how to avoid hooks. Yeah? And then I know that they're gonna bow and arrow you, and back escapes are really there. So all your biggest fears will come into play right away. But then it's one way to fix it. It's just you get inspired and you fix it. And if you make friends with that somebody is behind your back and you don't care, there's nothing more to fear, anything. So that's why I'm promoting that, just fighting backside forward. After that, there's nothing to fear. So it's easier jiu-jitsu then. And all the attacks from here are easier because you're not afraid to lose and do mistakes, because they get there, you're fine, you get back guard, do it again. So actually one guy just got purple belt in another gym, and he told me he's more aggressive these days, and that's what also maybe benefited of him getting the purple belt, because he's attacking more ferociously, because he said he doesn't care anymore if they pass the guard. Just I can get my guard back and attack more, because in MMA you don't box as well because you don't have a good takedown defense. If you fix the takedown defense, you box way better. So it's not like making the boxing better. No, fix your takedown defense. So same thing. You want to make your kind of guard more active. Fix your escapes. You escape, you attack more ferociously. Anyway, where's my lesser body weight? Anyway, so if you step over this, I guess there's a hook, yeah? So your thing is to get your position like this, then you avoid the hook. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. So then if you go here and then you push from the knees, yeah, that's the main thing, yeah? With the hook. And then basically something like this happens. You can bump them forward, and that's like YouTube. But now I would recommend you, let's teach backwards. Using backwards methodology. Backwards meaning not bad, but just as it should be. I teach most things backwards, like submissions and guard passes, everything is from the end to the beginning, not other way around. You should study that, and it makes more sense. And you have way better results as a beginner and teaching classes. So put yourself in that position first, yeah? So block, yeah? So right now, just keep it laying on the mat. So you start here. Your arm is still here, it's not there. Then there's access to back, yeah? It's not bad, go to back. Everything's still, they're gone, yeah? But you don't have to know that right now. Go, wait, give me this. Yes, so right now this. And now you just tuck your elbow and go to knees. And you kill that hook. So resist a little bit, like 4%, yeah? So, now we go here. And now this arm is meant to block this, yeah? Other leg. Go hook. And then you can feel feet, you can be toes on the mat. You can come forward, you can get up, many options. But let's start with that. You're moving the legs, you clear the hook, and you go to the knees. And very, very slowly, the main thing is to block that leg, not the other hook. That's free. We deal with that. So if you can already, so think about the leg. But if that hook gets in, we deal with that. Because if one hook is in, no, there's no issues. And then we have to avoid the seat belts also. Because hook and seat belt is a bigger problem already. The main thing, you're here, wait, you're here, blocking this, and then you just go, keep this hook out. And if you can, figure out this, but that's later, after 5 minutes maybe. And then you go here, you go toes on the mat. If you know what I do, take the hook out. If you don't, leave it there. One hook is not a problem. There's no 4 points. Okay, let's start with this. Yes. You're in bottom, please. You're in top, and do the same thing. Keep your weight a little bit there, yeah? So, now there's different endings. I will talk about those also. But what he does with the ending, the arms on the mat, whatever you want to do, and look how he keeps his weight, go up, the knees. See how he keeps the weight super back. Okay? So again, one more time, don't take the back, but just keep your weight back a little bit like you did before. So it's actually, go up. Then it's weird to go to the knees because he's sagging the hip, understand? It's really hard to lift the hip because he's sagging the hip. So, thank you. So first of all, that's a good thing to do because they're leaving the mount by recognizing the situation happening, because if they're going up, they're going forward, and there's a chance to fall over. So he's abandoning the mount in the right time, going back to the hip, and making it in a future like a leg lift pass, leg smash pass. Understand? So he's abandoning and leg smash, and then still staying in top, because he's killing the hip. Okay? So you stay in you go to the bottom, you stay in the mount. And move exactly like you did before previously. Like you were like floating more with him, and he went to the knees. Go. So see, he was more going back. So thank you. So those are also situations. And I'm not saying you get out. I'm never talking about escapes. Escapes are YouTube and very personal. It's like asking me when to punch. I have no clue. You have to punch people and then you figure out when to punch. When is the hardest question. So because escaping is when. Because you know the spins and inverts and guard pulls and everything that you try against somebody lesser skill. Because I'm teaching you how to get to the turtle from the mount. Because my idea is I'm teaching you to stand up from everywhere. So I'm teaching you to stand up from mount bottom. To stand up, go away, turn, and pull down. So that's what I'm teaching. And that's the escape you should know. And every other escape is the exception of that. The more better you are, the more experience you have, you start to do shorter escapes. Because you have better knowledge of how to make decisions and pick the right decisions more often. So you start to get closer. And also because if you stay closer, you learn to attack, maybe escape to half guard, let's say. because you can already attack back. But right now I'm teaching you just get away. But that's too neutral in the end. You want to escape and stay close also. So that's your time on a mat. But get up. And this exposes also top guide the right questions. How do I keep people on a mat? How do I keep them flat? How do I not let them stand up? How do I body lock them back on a mat? All those right things. Because jiu-jitsu, your job is to keep them on a mat, to submit them. So if they never stand up, you think it's you that stops them from standing up. And you think you're good, but actually them not doing that. And it's a wrong self-confidence. It's super weird to roll with somebody that wants to stand up all the time. And it just exposes you right away that, oh shit, I can't actually keep them down. They're just going up and pull guard. So, and also this opens up the biggest cross section. If you go away, it's a shoot, or guard pull, run away, whatever you want to do. MMA, self-defense, no gi, the best escape is to stand up. And then you can choose. And then under different environments, gi, why not do something earlier? Self-defense, run away, MMA, just fight back. So that's a very good skill. So think about also different endings there. Maybe you have a hook. Maybe you just don't want to fall over. You go to the back turn. Maybe you go on the hip. That means he must do like a bridge, go to the knees and a guard pull, like a bridge and shrimp escape. Because they're taking the weight back, it becomes like guard pull then already. So the end is always fuzzy. End is always open because he can move very many ways. So, but the key is you go to turn. And everything else happens, we don't deal with that today. If you have better belt, you can figure it out. There's a gray area happening right away. I can't teach that. You have to progressively drill that. So, a couple of things more. Think about different endings like this. If you go to the turtle, think about guard pull, turtle, and invert. So, if you go to turtle, yeah, like this mostly, yeah? So you can go to toes on the mat or not. These days I'm talking about both, actually. So, you go turtle, yeah? You go maybe here, the leaning back like you did, yeah? Yeah, maybe guard pull, yeah? Right away, half guard, butterfly guard, who cares? Why not? It's not a bad option. Or also invert. Some of you weight were there. That means you can go invert and go there. So keep those options available. If you don't know invert, don't do it, or do it very lightly without them crushing your neck. Yeah, give them that option. So think about guard pull, turtling for a stand-up or invert. Because they will start to mess with their weight. And you have to have all options to choose the right answer. A little bit more, let's go, from the end. So, now, other hook and seat belts. So, this kind of turtle, I play it because it's more fun, more dangerous. For you, I would recommend this and that. Please, I'm like, and it's not like I'm right and you guys are wrong, but it's actually like that, yeah? Yeah. In a way, it's kind of, if I'm playing this turtle, because it is, let's say, the most right things to do. And if I'm talking from that point, it seems I'm right, you're wrong. So, but take it out a different way, take it in the right context. It's just everything you do this and that and all those things are more dangerous. So it's not like this is wrong, but this is just safer. And if you do enough experiences, this works better under pressure. You can also make this work, but it takes way too much time. And you lose way too much, and you abandon doing this very soon. And that's why turtle has a bad name, because it's not safe. And you need so much context to figure it out how it works. And most people don't spend there enough time. So that's why we do it. It works better. So in a way you can go like right and wrong, or in a way just it works better under pressures if you do repetitive tests. So that's why we do this. Always this Estonian youth, and having this frame. So, and use the head on a mat for base. So definitely I have to, wait, if this camera is there. So I have to figure out if I don't get the leg, then it's not that I cannot go to turtle, I can. You see that MMA a lot. You see this, yeah? And now I can pull guard. I can also do those things. That's another thing you could do, but it's maybe I'm not gonna teach it to you. So now it depends what they do, because I need my elbow with the hooks. And if the hook gets in, get the hook. I grab the heel, usually. And then we can do this. We can actually fall back So I have different options there. So you can fall back, it's very annoying for them. You can bump them forward. You can bump them forward, fall back, jab cross. It's a game you have to play with other people. Then you're not in danger. If you try it against your own weight, it's a little bit, you're afraid they're behind your head. So, and also try to avoid giving them seatbelts. So if you just go, take a seatbelt. Yes, so those things are bad, obviously, go back. Go back, mount, yes. So, now, think about, and any time it's okay to turn back. Turtle it's a first, I'm teaching the turtle, but also turtle is like a first thing, jab. So maybe it's a turtle, and because what happens in the future, to avoid turtle, they lean so much back. To avoid going turtle. So we're gonna turtle, and then turn back, because it's a jab cross then. So that's the adaptation. But right now, let's go with them and let them to the turtle, and occasionally maybe you take the weight there, so you feel, oh, jab and a cross. So all those, for elbow knee escape, actually it's necessary to have that bridge. You know that bridge and shrimp? So that's what you do. I actually think this is, let's call it right now, this is better elbow knee escape. So usually you do this. But I think going this way is better elbow knee escape, and then back. You do a bridge first. And otherwise it's just I'm stuck here, yeah? Anyway, so I go to the turtle, and he tries to get the hooks and seatbelt. See that? Wait. Everything is closed, yeah? I'm not doing this. Go. Elbows, yeah? My arms are here, there's no chokes. And I'm aware of that hook. Because of this elbow is here, there's no this hook. If they put their leg over, it's a double underhooks. Yeah, they usually stop doing that if they try a couple of times, then it's gone. So now it's about that. And what you can do, you can go to turtle and pull guard right away. You know, like do this. So you don't have to stay in turtle. You can pick right away escape, but you don't have to. So I recommend go to turtle without any hooks. And the easiest one to get the hook out is usually here. Grab the heel, open the leg, close it. Grab from the heel. And I guess very early is like, elbows thing. Just keep it there. One more time. And then I have to suffer a little bit more. So they let me to turtle. The weight is here. If the weight is there, go weight there. I can't go to turtle. I do a fake turtle, and then I push them here. And then I'm back up. So right now, it has to be heavy. Now I go to turtle. So I will switch my legs. It's already hook is gone. Seat belt. See, hook. I manage the hook, manage the seat belt. Go. There's no seat belt. I fight the wrist. And now it's about what you know about jiu-jitsu. I can also go to panda and defend here. Everything in. So whatever happens. So right now, top guy's job is to hook awareness slowly and seatbelt awareness. If you can do both same time, if you can only hook a couple of times, only seatbelt a couple of times, and then a couple of times both together. But teach them, don't punish them. Okay, let's go. So this frame, yeah, this is we also kind of asked this. This frame is necessary. Here they can take my back. The knuckle is not there. If it's here, it's a weird thing. It works here, and it's super hard to go to my back because of this elbow. And then you have to feel. This has to be that later. I would do a future class maybe. You have to feel very safe here. If you don't feel safe, you will pick a wrong option. You will wrong why, wrong when. Okay, so let's try to kill me. Yeah, not let go like 100%. Let's try to play a little bit. So that is a very real scenario. So you have to expect this is your way out. I do it every day, basically. It's not an exception that happened here. Because this is me doing 5 mistakes in a row, and I stand up with him, and because I avoid the last body lock click, and that means I can turn in from front of you. So I was showing the long version of stuff. And this is the escape. And if you can do this, then you start to do it better, 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 and finally can pull it off without giving him all that. But you have to know that this is possible, and you are okay. If you don't know you're okay, you will be afraid, and you will pick all the wrong whys and whens. Because you have to go like, no. I can also just stay there. So this is what you have to suffer a little bit. Go. Let's go again. Go. See that? It was just about when. I have to wait. And then this structure makes him overcommit. He was like, so I have to map him out. I let him do this couple of, 4 or 5 times. Then somehow I feel what he does. And I'm ready. And then when I let him do stuff, I don't show I'm going to turtle. Right now, everything is easy for you because I know you're going to turtle. But it's super easy to defend stuff or be cool. Oh, you got a turtle, I take you back. Try to do it under pressure when they just survive, and they can do everything. And then turtle is what they pick. I cannot promise you, but you will not take the back that easily, because I make you sleepy towards that option. And right now I have to force the turtle a little bit, the weight that correct situation. There was also options to just do elbow knee escape and all those things. But I was picking that, waiting for that when I can switch my legs. And then I can go to my turtle. But you have to feel that this is the frame. Also the gi, they can't choke you. So this is why I promote that. The escape is very cool. You have to go to turtle, sit up, elbow knee escape. They don't matter. If you can't feel safe and survive long enough to make a really clear-headed decision. So, who's a gi person here? Who knows some chokes? Big guy. So, let's go.
This is a general question.
Yes, no, I love it. So, now they can do gi attacks. Go. So that frame, he has a good skill, so that frame ruins everything.
It's annoying.
That's super annoying. And so I have to trust that. And then I have to play, and then I get out. And how I get out, I don't know. Because I have to go elbow knee escape, I have to turtle, I have to sit up, I have to bridge them, I guess. So, but this frame helps me to map them out. What they do, what kind of reflexes they have. And he was already keeping the weight a little bit sideways here. So he didn't want to put the weight there. So, and that's the main thing. So today is more about this. Frame also, you can try to drill a bit. They go maybe, 20-30% resistance for you. If you're higher belt, go higher. Survive. You saw me wrist fighting this, keeping it free. Yeah, don't let them touch that. If they touch that, you can also grab them and do other tricks if you want. Just stay there. Chokes are gone by doing this. And later this also. There's no X chokes. I can let you choke me later also. If I do this, there's no X choke. So, do this, and now think about you want to go to turtle. So look for that moment, and then here. You cannot roll there. You have to be here. Then clearing, hook, seat belts, and then go, yeah? Or if you feel that bridge, that turtle lets you do turtle and then they go weight back or something, then you adapt. Turtle, guard pull, turtle sit up, you know, then you adapt. But the top guy is a coach, giving you resistance and tries to, you know, make it interesting more. Not only one options. And then let them win enough times and then make it harder. And like this. So you you build them up to your level, and finally you can actually have a sparring, so to speak, situation. But first you have to raise them up to your level, so you can play with them really. Okay? So as a coach, you have a responsibility now. So play with that. Stay safe. Let them, you know, attack them a little bit also, and then. But also, I think if you go to the elbow, if you go to the knees, they usually post because they can't choke you. Because if I go to my knees, they have to post the arm, otherwise they're falling off. So those pressures. So play around enough. Switch on your own. Don't get too tired. Switch when you're high. When you're fresh and everything is good, switch. And then after almost 5 minutes, maybe we'll bring it in. We have some questions. Okay. So let's 5 minutes. Just progressively drill. So anyway, this is mostly how we train. Also, Ralph is also from my club, so he knows them not lying, so to speak. So we have an 8-minute warm-up, then 20 minutes some technique introduction. We talk about it a little bit, and then half an hour we just drill. Progressive resistance, 2 minutes, 2 minutes and a half. Feedback, maybe not feedback, and then we just go half an hour drill, and then we have a specific rules in a sparring afterwards. If you would spar, open mat, or in a class I would go like, only escape you have to do from mount is turtle. And let people mount you more often in a row. And a top guy, go to mount more often so your conscience is clear. So those are rules. So and every sparring starts from mount, yeah? So this is how I would never, basically in a regular class, I would never let them roll just roll. It's always our rules that will emphasize the techniques we did in a class. Otherwise, just you don't use them. And also, I will praise the good behavior that if you let them to mount, they have to lower the resistance to 70. Understand? So then the good behavior, you let into the mount, yeah, you will suffer. But it's praised by lower resistance. So you can try new things. But if you let them mount and they go 150, you're gonna lose, and then you know, it's gonna be suffering. But they have to go to the mount and mount 70%. And if you escape the mount, back 100 and rolling continues. Okay, so the good behavior is praised. So that's very, very interesting. They're very important also. So this is the way we always spar. So otherwise, you just stop using techniques, what you did in a class. That's the worst thing to do. You just learn something useful and you never use it because you're afraid, because it's a new thing. Anyway, what's the questions? Crossface. Yes, I know. What else? What's the question more?
Are you using that floating hand to prevent the crossface?
No.
No?
I can, but I don't have to. There's no crossface. Yes, I will let you crossface me soon. So anything else? I think you did good job. Just the awareness thing, yeah? You have to a little bit better use your legs. You just go into the turtle like this sometimes. You have to step, and then you go here. You use your legs, yeah? And then you can have, turtle everything. So more legs. Maybe turtling is not your thing, so the mechanically is not efficient yet. So you do weird things. So all those things. And it's just an awareness thing. Hooks and harnesses, and if elbows are here, no worries. If you do this, right away you're in trouble. I do this because it's more fun. Because they can learn double attacks. Because then I have to defend. Because I can defend the mount like this, but it's boring. So I let them go like a back and an armbar. And so I have to defend double. I have to defend the back and armbar right away. So it's interesting for me. So because I have to know my defense is deep. Like I can defend 3 moves in a row. So you have to train that way also. So you leave openings, and they also, as a top person, they learn to double attack. So that's also their job. Always double attack, double escape, double guard pass, least double. One is like too easy to defend all the time. Okay? So crossface. And answer is baby bridge. These days every answer is a baby bridge, yeah? So go. Crossface sucks when you're flat, go. And then it's a neck crank. Also, you can the other way. Wait, your elbow. This is a neck crank in the end, yeah? Go back. But if you do this, go crossface, go really hard. What do you feel?
At your face.
No, but do you feel like you can go on, or do you feel like you lose strength?
Nah, it's a minute.
Go. I'm still not gonna go. Because that baby bridge, what it does, it's that. So I cannot go there because your arm is there, yeah? Everything is there, also in side control. But what you cannot stop is that. So cross face and your arm, and I will go here. And this is very, very hard to stop. And you have to lean so much back to do it, and then it's a jab cross. But so do it again. So, go. You feel, go on. And now go, hold on tight. And now I go. 3, 2, 1. You can't stop it, you feel it. So that's the resting bridge. And you can do it in side control against, you know, the collar cross faces and stuff. You can use it. Like it's a good test. Baby bridge kind of ruins everything. And that's why wrestlers are the super hard guys to hold down, because they have the right angles. So this is not new. This is new for jiu-jitsu, but I think wrestlers have been doing this for 2,000 years. So, side control, hip on the mat. Put the hip on the mat. This is, yes. So gi. And pry bar me, go. This is sucks, yeah? Go. And if I go very hard, I can't go there. And now feel, go. Pry bar. What do you feel?
Yeah, I'm losing my...
I know. Go. And now you feel.
Yeah.
So, exactly. So, and that's why staying flat and all those things are dangerous, because if I'm flat, I have actually a harder time to do it.
So do you have like like drills that you do like without a partner? Like, you know, a lot of wrestlers do head and neck drills for that kind of stuff. Like obviously there's pressure going through your neck when you're doing these baby bridges and stuff.
I don't do it like wrestlers do. Like they have to lift their shoulders also because of the points and stuff. Mm-hmm. So you can do actually bridge on their shoulder. You don't have to go crazy as you know, lift the shoulder. Yeah. So I've done it. I guess my neck is okay. Also messed up, I guess, from years. But this is not. This is shoulder and head. I'm not lifting my shoulders. And then inverts, turtle, and guard pull. So this is what you actually do from the mount also. If they will mess with you. So you extend yourself, and then we'll see what happens. So that's also fixes the way you actually play top, because you have to play differently. Because you have to go over my body and put your head on a mat, because then you pin my both shoulders, and then I can't. But if I can lift this, I can go. If you pin, and then I can't. So that's why the pins are there. So it cancels this. So in a wrestling. So anyway, we have open mat after that, I guess, yeah. So don't worry. I will actually show you now what I do every class. Literally every class. I will never train without feedback. And in some point, I guess I want to do a class that shows how I teach actually a class. And you would see that. But we do a drill, 2 minutes, mount stuff, progressive resistance. Top guy, you're a coach. So be nice, yeah, teach them and give them enough resistance and make it interesting, but don't, you know, demolish them. And so after 2 minutes, you have feedback. What was top guy tells the bottom guy what was good, what could have been better. And also as a bottom guy, you can criticize the top person, how he was as a coach. So you know that people are not assholes when their name is and face is, you know, next to the name. And you have to be accountable then, yeah? And you want to be a best coach, and if you get criticized, you're actually nicer right away. Otherwise you'll be like, but if they tell you that, you ruin my drill. You don't want to hear that. So you're right away nicer. So both can constructively criticize, and then other person does 2 minutes. Then we're done, yeah? So basically I would do like turtle, but if anything else happens, they pull their weight back or they do something, you can do anything else. If you know how to stand up, and if your body alignment is okay, you lifted weights and you feel secure or your weight difference, I would also recommend you try standing up things. But then the guy that is like a backpack, they don't go crazy, yeah? Because they want to teach you how to stand up, so they're letting you to stand up and blah, 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 yeah? So most important thing, don't injure them. Okay, be nice, yeah? They're learning new things. So the injury rate is actually quite high if you go, you know, stupid mode. Okay, so be nice. Ready? 2 minutes, no talking, and feedback between. With this feedback thing, why it's good, every sport book actually talks about it, and it's not so much used in jiu-jitsu. I have no clue why. Everybody that's wants to get better at something, feedback all the time, like really fast feedback. In anything you do, engineering, whatever field you do, I think in jiu-jitsu it's like really little used. It's just used to be all the time feedback. And with this feedback is you get private feedback in a group class. Because I cannot manage you all. Since I go to Facebook, just I don't care. I watch what overall kind of picture, what's missing, and I will address that in a class. But you get your personal feedback from your opponent, from a partner. I think that's the best way. It takes the pressure off me also, because I cannot manage 40 people. This is impossible. So people cannot demand from me this even. So feedback solves that problem right away. You can have a 100 people class, but it's private, like privates to you, to your problems. So I think that's very valuable. And also feedback is, social barriers are broken, you talk to them, you talk to new people right away in the first class, and there's many good benefits of just right away using feedback. And this is also, lastly I want to say, I think a little bit this class was inspired by Chris Payne's, because I think he was turtling a little bit before I started to mess with that. So I was in Stafford and stuff, he has some clips and stuff, he was using the running man and turtling there. So I was like, okay, we have to emphasize that side more also and talk about it more. And I do it myself a lot. I turtle from everywhere. I sit up and go away. And so I would. A lot of information is out there in YouTube, Club Turtles in Action. So a lot of my pandas and turtles and all those things are there. I have my own YouTube channel if you wanna. I put all this stuff in a group also later. So you can study it. My YouTube channel is mostly defense-based, so I don't talk about usual attacks. They're not important, to me at least, at the moment. So I hope you got to see something. You got to drill something, you got some new ideas you have to struggle with, like that don't agree with me. Just think about, is it good, is it bad? And if people tell you something like, don't turn your back and this is bad, you just go like, shh. And you just have to know that they don't know. It's not their fault. Maybe it is because they don't study it. That they're like maybe like this. So maybe you introduce them something. You should look that material. You should look that. And if you always find something I'm wrong about, like I tell something and just you have to go like Priit, you read this or read that. Just come close and introduce me to some material. I have to learn. I have to. Then if I'm wrong, and then I wish that upon everybody else also. That we have to change our minds about some things because the evidence is so big already. So we have to. It's not an opinion. So it's a little bit different. So now I think we have a lunch or something. Yeah. So then it's if I see right, there's open mat. Yeah. Or something with a class. Okay. So if you have the day is left tomorrow, I guess we're here also with Ralph. Also we had an extra day. So if you want any questions, stuff, so come and ask and I will help. So thank you and see you.